And we are live. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of Respect the Craft. This is episode number 296, and this is going to be a big one as we are joined by not one, but two very special guests here, as this is going to be a little bit of a Revolver preview show, as we're joined by the Briz himself. We got Tusslemania back in the building, and we have good old Uncle Phil in the building. What's going on, guys? What's going on?
Whoop, whoop. I'm good. How are you, sir?
I'm good. I'm good. A lot better now that I'm talking to both of you here. And we have a lot to discuss. There's a lot that I'm looking to the side here and I'm like, yeah, it's a lot of matches. Yeah, this is a stacked weekend. So, how are you guys feeling? Cause and it's all in one day. It's one of those where it's like, okay, cool. This is usually maybe it's a double shot that it's like that Friday, Saturday. No, this is all Saturday. This is all one big day here. So how are you guys feeling, man?
Dude, I love double shots. Nothing makes me happier than a full day of Revolver. There's always that like little bit of sadness that happens at the main event, and you're like, oh man. So to know that there's a whole nother event coming right after it, just that shit jazzes me up, baby. Get a little intermission, a little in between time, a little bit of time to relax and chill, upload some content a little bit, smoke a bleezy or two, and then get back at it, baby.
There you
go. I don't breathe on normal days. So,
yeah.
Let alone Revolver days, then a double Revolver day. Like, yeah. And I'm the one keeping Sammy calm sometimes.
This is Phil's mind right after the first show ends. It's like, wait, we have another one? And the production continues. The madness continues here.
Yeah, it is a little more stressful for you guys for sure, but I try to help as much as I can, but I'm busy out there fucking clicking buttons, guys. So
I was about to say, I can only imagine it has to be even more because you're running now the marathon of one show, and then, okay, let's take a little bit of a break. Then we have a whole nother show. And then it's two different styles of shows. This isn't just like, okay, we're doing two different Revolver shows. Boom, boom, we're done. It's like, yo, the first one is Fight Club here, that it's a whole different style of a show here that you guys have seen. And then it's a more Revolver style in Taste of Truth, which it's the crazy thing of, I say Revolver style, but that still doesn't produce a ordinary show. Every time it just gets crazier, and just, that can mean a whole nother thing now when it comes to Saturday.
Yeah, definitely. The no ring show or the no rope show, I mean, from a production standpoint, that's going to have to be filmed and shot completely different. We can obviously get way different angles. We can get a little more intimate with our shots. We can get closer to the action. So I personally fucking love that. It's just a matter of staying out of each other's ways and making sure we're not blocking any of the other cameras and whatnot. But two very, very different shows. But again, I couldn't be more excited.
It lets us experiment and try new things and try different things and bring different things and just see like how does this work? And lots of times we find like, oh wow, this is really cool. Let's do this again.
Yeah.
Because of how well something worked. So
I can imagine again a show like this though, it brings out just seeing the pairings, and it's like when certain announcements like, oh wait, who are they gonna face? And ooh, I didn't think I wanted to see this. Now I want to see this. And then just the ideas of, what if this person, and then it's like it sets up for maybe round 2, round 3 in the future, that it's like, like I'm looking at the card and I was like, any of these matches, like, okay, I like this. Like, I wonder if they could have gotten this person, what could have had, like, there's a few names that I was like, especially with a show like this, someone you know very well, Phil, a Drew Gulak, if you will. I feel like would have fit very well in a format like this, or someone that has faced a lot of these guys before, Akira, who I do believe is a little busy right now in Mexico. So that might have been an issue of why restrictions could have affected something like this. But there's so many that's like, Again, there's always round 2. There's always round 2 in a Fight Club.
Well, that happens a lot with Revolver. There's a lot of people who want to get on the shows. There's a lot of people who we want to see on events, and sometimes it's that scheduling availability. Other times it's, okay, we don't have enough room. Like we are maxed. And then other times it's like, hey, we want to give this person an opportunity because we might have this plan about this in the future, and like maybe this work that And so it is like a big giant jigsaw puzzle that has to come together in order to make it work. But in the end of the day, we want to make sure that we're giving an experience that people want, that they have a good time with, and then they walk away from going like, that was awesome, and I can't wait to have more.
Yeah,
Please,
it's
sir,
pretty much it's pretty much the MO of Revolver to take things that exist and put their twist on it. So there's been fighty MMA-ish shows before, and this is our chance to show our take on it. And I think that's really fucking cool, because I know from the inception of this idea, which is months and months and months ago, Phil knows, from the very fucking get-go, Sammy said, we're not going to make this the traditional MMA show where everybody booked is going to be an MMA guy or has some sort of history in the sport, blah, blah, blah. He purposely wanted to have deathmatch people, striking-oriented people, more grappling people. I mean, just the variety was already set in stone that was going to be that way, not to mention different rule set. The fact that we have no ropes and all the things that go into making it a unique event. Like Phil said, this is pretty much an experiment to see how it goes and with our take on it. And I personally think there's a lot of information that hasn't been released yet. You know, what they're doing with the cornerman and what they're doing with the time available. It's 3 rounds that's been announced. But what are they doing in the times between? How are the cornermen going to interact with that? How is judging play? And there's a lot of cool stuff that's still yet to be revealed. And I hope it's as intriguing to the audience as it is to me, because I fucking love this shit. Both Phil and I, coincidentally, Sammy said that Revolver is basically Phil, Tussle, and Sammy. We are kind of the core of Revolver. And coincidentally, we all have like MMA history and background and stuff. Phil has all kinds of grappling experience, all kinds of submission-based experience. I'm a blue belt in jiu-jitsu and have done kickboxing all my life. So not a lot of people know that, but it's very near and dear to my heart. After most shows, you'll see me with a laptop up watching whatever UFC is on that night with Lindsay Dorado. So it's very exciting that we're having an event like this, especially for me. I've been waiting for this for so long. And the fact that we have Riddle and Walking Weapon and Speedball and Makovsky and Marina, people like that, to really give credibility to the show is just so fucking exciting.
Yeah. No, and it's such a great mix too, because you have talent that, yes, have that background, but then you have some that it's like, how would they fare in something like this? That you might not know, oh, wait, they have that background as well. Like it's pretty out there with Lindsay. He also, as much as he can fly and he can be that lucha lit, he can grab with the best of them. And he has that background in there that it's like, he's going to be dangerous. There's a lot of that we'll get into when we get into the card of just, it's going to be an eye opener for a lot of people this Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go. We got Nick Chen in the chat. What's going on, brother? What's going on? What's going on? But let's get into it here. Let's start with that first card of the day, Wit Fight Club right here. And shout out to the dads that they made the joke. It's like, wait, are we supposed to talk about Fight Club? I feel like we're breaking a rule already. You're not supposed to talk about Fight Club.
But at Revolver, you're supposed to. So talk about Fight Club.
Revolver Fight Club. We got different rules,
I think that's we'll do that. It's Revolver Fight Club, so it works. That's why we're able to talk about it.
Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your kids.
Tell everybody, make their way. If they can't make it, unfortunately, to Dayton this weekend, definitely watch it on Thriller TV, powered by Fight. Again, it's going to be right there. You get both events right there as well. So you can watch it from the comfort of your home if you're not able to make it in person. But let's start it up with this one right here. As again, what a way to start with Red's own Steve Macklin going head to head with Atticus Kogar here. 2 men that definitely are no slouch to just hard hitting, doing whatever it takes, and are not afraid to spill some blood when they have to.
What's the worst that could happen?
Yikes. I mean, maybe the most intriguing. It's funny you started off with that, because that might be the most intriguing matchup of the whole card. You got a Marine versus a deathmatch wrestler. That's fucking rad.
I feel like these two are gonna like literally, like when I say tear into each other, like bite and rip and claw. Like this is gonna be violent.
Absolutely.
This is one of those things where, again, the having 2 shows in one day, and Macklin is supposed to compete later on in the night. Yeah, that's going to be interesting to see because we've already seen what Atticus and Cologne did last time they squared off in a Revolver ring. To see what could happen here again, no ropes, just that true combat style in there. Yeah, this is gonna be interesting to see what happens in that one. Yeah, someone might that we might see it allegedly. We'll say that
allegedly.
So, YouTube allegedly.
We've definitely seen Macklin hit like another level of aggression. One particular moment that comes to mind is when he was hit in the face with a door and proceeded to unleash hell on anybody who was left in the ring. Macklin is capable of some dark, sinister shit, I believe, but also you can say the same thing about Atticus. So that's a wild matchup, and I just love the fucking booking of that. That is just, I'm personally very excited for that match, and I can kind of, let's say we can maybe 99% guarantee there will be blood in that match. I don't know.
Just, yeah, I think that is.
I guess
it was more of a. We will see who doesn't bleed in this one. I think that's the guarantee right there of just there will be blood. There will be blood. Yeah, I guess best thing to say is tussle careful with the camera, man. Don't get too much blood on it.
Oh, the boys know that I don't mind a little blood spilt on the camera. This one lens that I have has seriously so many people's blood in it. It's fucking crazy. And after one of the last events, Mance was just gushing everywhere. And we're shooting portraits in the back, and he's worried about dripping on my lens. And I said, don't even worry about it, brother. Let it drip. Let it drip. Just adds to the cinematic feel.
There you go. That's the best thing, though. It adds that you know your shot. You know what you want to get. It's just like, let's do it. Just all the blood. Let's just flow.
We'll wipe it off later. No biggie.
From that one day, we go to a true clash of styles here as we have the unit's own Jake Something taking on Braden Lee. And Phil, I know you're not too fond of one man in this match, unfortunately.
I mean, let me be clear. I'm Jake Something's impressive as hell.
Yes.
I'm not happy with his decisions and his moral fortitude when he makes a decision to join the unit.
Yeah.
And champion that, even though their leader has been departed. So I'm a little challenged by Mr. Something. At the same time, like, don't get in his way. I mean, this is a guy who we've seen like lift up humans like they're nothing but a sack of sugar and whip them back and forth into cage panels, like to the sides of rings. Like, this is a human being that is a monster.
Big strong boy for sure.
Very, very. Again, we've seen what Jake Something can do in there to men. Even again, they're true, almost his size. How he could just manhandle anyone. But no slouches, Braden Lee. Like I said, it's that contrast of styles in here. We've seen what Brady can do when he can fly, but there's no ropes. So we take away that element in this one. We take away now having to try to go strike for strike, try to match that strength in there with Jake Something. And just to see what he'll have to pull out, especially in a style of combat like this.
Yeah. I mean, Braden is not a small person.
No.
And although there's no ropes, there are ring posts. So I might be personally a little disappointed if I don't see at least one person utilizing those posts in some fashion. And I would happen to think that if Braden's looking for an advantage and he's trying to get aerial, he might be desperate enough to climb that little post and take that risk, baby. We'll see what happens.
We might have to see it. Someone definitely has to, because again, that is something I would love to see. Just because again, it forces you to be innovative.
Correct.
Like, someone that I've seen in a match like this years ago against a good friend of mine, one of my best friends, Anthony Gangone, was the Amazing Red, and he decided having to find a way like that because there was no ropes, having to use that turnbuckle and just try to balance to be able to dive like that. And again, it forces you to see how to get out of the uncomfortability of a situation like this. That's not common when you're wrestling in there.
Absolutely. Shout out to Amazing Red. That dude's just sensational. Still to this day can go.
No, definitely.
He's not sensational. He's amazing.
He's amazing.
But as
in the name.
As we continue here, we go into this one as it's going to be the problem. Marina Shafir going head to head with Vert Vixen. And again, I know Tessa was definitely looking forward to this, seeing Marina in a style that she knows very well. This is not going to be any like strange habit here with Marina inside of a combat like this.
Yeah, Marina is not only the big homie, but to me, despite our friendship and relationship, to me, Marina is the queen of this shit right now. So she's the one to beat, male or female. And I would happen to think that if Fight Club does continue, and eventually we start to incorporate some sort of championships, things like that, she's, I mean, gotta be top billing. Again, male or female, however the championships work out, she's right up there. So for her to be fighting Vert Vixen, and this, not many people will remember, this is actually a rematch. They actually had a match at the Grand Prix, the women's tournament. So Vert Vixen's, I'm sure she's been training when she got word that she's got to fight now. This isn't just a normal wrestling match. You got to fight with Marina this time. So I'm sure training regimen's been a little bit different lately for Vert. And I know Vert is has some striking acumen. I can't quite remember what it is, but I know I've spoken to her about it before. I know she has some sort of striking training. So we'll see what she brings to the table. It's a very, very cool match.
Definitely so. And again, it's too perfect here. Again, when you look at it, this again being that double shot. The last time was in that Grand Prix tournament, and now we get here with Saturday with Fight Club with Taste the Truth here. It's gonna be interesting to see, has that training come into play. But how do you now train again for a whole different style of combat? You're used to, we were in a normal match last time. Now this is a whole nother set of rules, a whole nother mindset going in there for Saturday.
I'm smirking a little bit because like I want Vert to succeed and do well, and this is the match I'm like, man, Vert, like this is not where I wanted to see you again against Marina, again in a place where Marina is going to be more vicious than normal.
Correct.
I like Vert, like, and I just, that it worries me. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, here's the facts of it. When they had a wrestling match in a tournament format, granted, they both had matches previously, an hour basically earlier. So who knows about what condition they came in. That match was 2.5 minutes. So Vert's going to come in with quite a chip on her shoulder and something to prove. But like Phil just said, she's also stepping into not only just a rematch, but a rematch in Marina's territory, in Marina's backyard, in Marina's absolute stomping ground. So it's going to be a test for Vert for sure. But if I know Vert, I know that she's up for that challenge, and she's a player. She's a player. So
definitely. No, we shall see. And then again, you bring that up. It's perfect. The last match being 2 minutes. This now, the timed format here, a lot more to prove in this one. And then one of those that it's like, it's to showcase what she can do at, again, going into this fresh as a daisy in this one to see how this can go. And also it's looking to prove, because everyone expects, oh, Marina's going to dominate in a format like this.
Right.
What if Vert does the upset here? Not saying that, again, she's not a slouch of herself, because, again, great competitor in there. But if she can pull up the upset and win in a match like this, in a fight like this, imagine what that would do on Saturday.
Yep, that's huge.
We will continue here as a return was announced, as Shane Taylor Promotions own J.D. Griffey returns to the Wrestling Revolver here for Fight Club. And again, now it starts to predict here what happens. Who could he be facing? Because there's a certain King of Bros that still also has not had a match announcement yet. It's still up in the air. What can Matt Riddle do? So it became the speculation of, could that be the pairing? Could it be someone that hasn't been announced yet? Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah. I mean, if you think about the roster, there's a whole roster sitting back there waiting for the second show. So we can't be leaving those people out of the equation.
I'm not going to say
There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people that are going to be there that day. There's a lot of people that might just be in the area. You never know.
Yeah.
Great.
There's also a
What?
Damian Chambers who's just trying to get on the card. He's been bugging
Right.
about being on this card. And, yeah.
I
He
have
might-
one leg right now, and I will fight Damian Chambers. Like, come on.
Phil, don't say that. He will take you seriously. He might be watching this because, yeah, he was not too fond of you, Phil, the last time I had him on the podcast. He just wants opportunity. He just wants opportunity.
Yeah, and he look at his win record. He's knocking him out of the ballpark.
Yeah.
With the opportunities he's gotten. Like he is somebody who has been given opportunity.
Oh,
Yeah. Last
He almost
person
had
to
mock-
fight.
That's all I have.
He
Like, I'm
almost-
just making the expression for those of you who might
Yeah.
just be listening to this. Like, come on.
he almost had Mox. He was this close. He was right there, possibly. Just
He almost had current NXT champion Ethan Page. I mean, he was
Yeah.
close, right? He's kind of close.
Yeah.
He's kind of close.
Phil was just like, sure, just yeah. He was almost there.
Love you, Damien. That's my guy.
Hey, he's
Oh
still.
wait, no, none of this. He's my guy. Like, no.
Hey, I got to show him some love. Thank you again for doing the podcast. Like,
But-
hey, he still holds the record of being the quickest member to be in and out of the unit. So that's something. That's
Yeah,
It's true.
yeah. There's still a little bit of that there too. You know, I'm not in the unit anymore, but you know what? You did bad business with me, bud. So
well. Apparently, you still
Bad
owe him some
business.
money, Phil. So that's also. He says you owe him money.
he lost.
Oh, so was that part of the deal that he
That
did
was
not
part
know?
of the
Lose
deal. There was a retention bonus, if you will, and what he did not get retained.
Got you.
Mhm.
Yep, that makes total sense there. Got you.
But about JD Griffey,
yes.
I
I like
mean,
how we just took a whole other direction of like, oh yeah, this is what we were supposed to be talking about.
I mean, JD Griffey, a professional fighter. We've seen him in Revolver's first pit fight match
Yes.
Mhm.
that we had in Texas before against Speedball Mike Bailey.
Against
And
Speedy
so
Ball.
Mr. Griffey is not a slouch.
Nope.
Mr. Griffey has very deadly hands, and whoever he's going to face up against is facing a fight.
Oh,
So
yeah.
this is going to be something. And again, it was that true first taste of what this could be right there.
Mhm.
When he faced Speedball, it was that first taste for people to see what something like this could be in a Revolver ring, and almost, I guess you could say, the birth of this concept right there.
Yeah, a little bit of a blueprint.
So,
Absolutely.
so we will see now what that can mean this Saturday at Fight Club. And look at that, we have who I can only imagine is one Sammy Callahan saying, "Yo,
dat?
what's
That
what's going
seems
on?"
like
that?
Sammy.
I would assume so. Well, I could also do one of those.
What's going on? Oh, now he's on the YouTube.
Yeah.
Now he's on the YouTube now.
On the
What's-
YouTube and the X, look at that.
What's
Show 'em
what's
the support,
going
show 'em the
on,
love.
Sammy? What's going on? Well, now that Sammy is here, I was gonna wait, but I'll do it now. I don't have a scroll for you, Sammy, but I have a certain episode 300 coming up. If you could do the honor, good sir, come through for episode 300.
Oh,
Come
snap.
through. Let's
I'd
see.
like to.
Oh no, we got we got some
We're breaking
some
something
breaking
right now.
news. I'd like to break on the RTC podcast right now. Break away, good sir. Break away.
I
We
don't
love
know.
breaking
Does that
news.
mean he needs the link, or is he
I was
going
gonna
to
say,
send it?
if you need the link, I will send you the link right now. Give me 1 second. So just amongst yourselves, everyone, just enjoy the ambient sounds here of just do 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 do. Just
Shout out,
1
shout out to
second.
Kim in the chat. What up, Kim?
Oh, here we go. We got the breaking news. Due to
Okay, here it comes.
situations out of our control, I called
One called
yeah.
Manders.
one called Manders will no longer be appearing at this weekend's events. Oh no.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
And he was scheduled for
Matt Riddle.
Yes.
Yeah, at Taste.
Mhm.
Okay.
Things happen.
Interesting.
yeah, it is
Interesting.
the unfortunate scenario of card subject to change. Card subject to change is a thing. And again, situations like this do happen. But
Wow.
we have more breaking news.
Wow.
But now Matt Riddle will now be facing for the first time ever Myron
Wow.
Reed. Ooh,
That's
there you
a
go.
That'll be
very good
hot.
matchup.
That'll be very awesome.
There you go. So Myron Reed versus Matt Riddle happening now at Taste of Truth. Ooh.
Ooh, young
These two are
goat.
gonna go like at Taste. It's gonna be in just intensity. It's gonna be like this building climax of intensity. It's gonna be awesome.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah. That's awesome.
wow, that is something right there. But that also brings, what Myron are we seeing? Oh, and there we go. We're just having a lot of breaking news here. And New Japan star, the sniper of the skies himself, Robbie Eagles, will take Myron's place in the world title
Ooh.
4-way match.
That's pretty cool. I was wondering what
There
he
you
was going
go.
to do. That's awesome.
All of that. I also was wondering, because again, not even if this card wasn't just stacked enough. Now Robbie Eagles making his way to Revolver this weekend, and now look at that. He will be in that 4-way. What a way to make his way to Revolver. Possibly again could become world champion this weekend.
Yeah, you never know who's going to
Just
show up
making
at
that
Revolver.
4-way even more stacked.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at that. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. A little bit of that good old breaking news. Breaking news there from the Callahan Death Machine. So there you go. So there we have it. But as we continue here, we still have Fight Club. We still have some matches to talk about, some fights to talk about here. So let's get into this one that was just announced recently, as well as it will be the Savage Gentleman himself, always with a can of peanut butter or a little by his side, as he will be taking on the main event monster, Fulton. And I love how that just broke phone when I mentioned peanut butter with Savage Gentleman. That's his MO. That's his.
It is. It totally is, and I forgot about it.
In between rounds, he's just gonna be having a scoop of peanut butter just to get ready for the next round.
He is the Butterfinger champion.
Yes,
Like,
he is. He
I'm
is.
just saying.
He is currently holding that, as well as the Callous Wrestling Sapphire Television Champion. That's where I've gotten to see a lot of Victor Benjamin, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he does again in this format as well, because he also has that MMA background. He can do
And let's be clear.
Oof.
And let's be clear, when we've said people have had an MMA background, these are professional on the professional level MMA backgrounds.
Yeah.
Victor Benjamin has fought professionally. Marina Shafir fights professionally. JD Griffey fought professionally. Like, I think actually still fights professionally.
Yes.
Yeah. I
So
think he's still active. Yeah.
these are dangerous competitors. But Madman Fulton, something that he has said multiple times to me on the side is like, man, Phil, people forget I'm an NCAA wrestling champion. I'm a 2-time NCAA wrestling champion.
I've seen the awards in his house. It is true. He was actually like very dominant, very dominant. And yeah, a lot of people don't know that. And on the it might have been Division 2, maybe.
I think so. And I will say he is in better shape. He's in the best shape I think he's ever been in.
100%.
Competing in NCAA, competing in NXT, competing in TNA. Like, where he is
100%.
today, he is in the best shape of his life.
He's shredded.
There we go. Sammy giving us Fulton 2-time NCAA All-American right there.
I said NCAA champion. My apologies. I meant All-American. Thank you.
All good. Braden Lee, Indiana. He corrected himself in the chat there. So all good. Indiana wrestling state champion in amateur wrestling. Look at that. So again, that background in there, that adds to it. And a fight like this, you're gonna need that ground and pound, that wrestler style to be able to out grapple. But but then also the size of these two. Not only what they're gonna do in that technical side, but just the size of these two competitors. Because usually when Fulton's in there, he's one of the bigger competitors. Going in there with Victor Benjamin, he's a big dude. This is gonna be one of those where Fulton doesn't have the full just manhandling capacity here to do to a guy like Victor Benjamin,
but still has the height advantage. Like,
still
let's
does.
be clear about that.
It's still right there, but it's not as prevalent as it usually is. You know, it's not one of those where he's going to be towering over Victor Benjamin here. There's still going to be at least that he has a little bit of a bigger reach, if you will. That does come into a play in a situation like this. That reach is going to be very, very important in a situation like this.
And Victor is more known as a striker And I would have to assume that Fulton's background in wrestling is going to come to play. So it'll be a classic grappler versus striker matchup. So it's very cool. Very exciting to see what's going on there.
There we go. We got the point isn't just shoot style wrestlers. We wanted a mix of all different styles and see how they would interact in this environment. Oh, that's going to be good to see what, again, that brings out and what causes them to, again, have to innovate in there. So look at that. We have Steve Macklin, military McMap, trained to active tours event. Again, just to think what that can mean, to think what that could create here.
And McMap is the Marine Corps martial arts program, just to make sure everybody understands.
Right.
Hybrid Street Fighter. Yeah. Again, and we talked about it, what that can mean, what they'll be willing to do in there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like it's gonna be. Think of it like
Sammy. Sammy, do you want to come on the show?
Link.
Do you like the link?
A lot of great information. Sammy, jump on. We gave you the link. You're giving us a lot of vital information here that you could just you could feed to the everyone that is watching.
Well, it's funny that he mentioned live action Street Fighter, because yesterday I said that Victor Benjamin is live action Sagat, but better.
No, he.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say for one of the cosplay wrestling events, he did do it. I think he did dress up as Sagat.
I think I've seen that. Yeah, I think I have seen
that.
That
might have happened.
Because of a striking resemblance to Sagat.
Yeah, definitely so. Braden Lee, Indiana State, high school state champ. Okay, there you go. I enjoy being Dr. Claw behind the computer screen. Well, okay.
That makes sense.
Oh god. It's all good. It's all good.
Metal handed the cat.
Well, so Sammy, the link is there though. I sent it to you. So if you would like to join us, there's the link. But as we continue here, we go into this next one. As again, it's one of those that I'm like, ooh, I want to see this. I really, now that it's a thing, I want to see this, as it will be Speedball Mike Bailey going head to head with Weapon X Matt Mikowski. Another one that's just, if you guys have not seen Matt Mikowski, get ready, because he's another one that truly is a very hybrid athlete. Like, yes, he's very technical, but he can go in there with some of the best. I got to see a lot of him as well here in New York at Callous Wrestling, and he went just hold for hold with one of the best technical wrestlers out there in Ghost Shadow, and was able to make him tap out. That was something shocking to see in that crowd. Yeah, this is going to be good. This is going to be...
Speedball Mike Bailey has a black belt in Taekwondo. Matt Mikowski, also a professional MMA fighter, fought in Bellator. These are dangerous competitors. We mentioned that Speedball Mike Bailey fought in the first ever Revolver pit fight against JD Griffey. Violent hands. Everyone is like, oh, Speedball, he's such a nice dude. It's like, don't mess with him.
No.
He will mess your life up. And when we first announced this match, I was like, I had to check, because I was like, this can't have been the first time these two have ever faced off before. And it is, because I'm like, this is mind-boggling to me that they have not crossed paths before in this way. And I'm here for it. Like, this is I think one of the most anticipated matches you're going to see of Fight Club.
Yeah. I wish people were a little more familiar with Mikowski, because that dude fought at the first or second Bellator event ever. I don't think it was the first. I think it was the second. The very second Bellator event ever. He's like a OG MMA fighter that went into wrestling as well, and everybody loves to see that. Look at Matt Riddle. Come on. So I think people that are knowledgeable in both, that know MMA and know wrestling, are going to be turbo excited for this, because you get essentially the cream of the crop from both worlds coming together for what I think, I'm not sure where it will be on the card, but a main event worthy match for sure.
No, definitely so. And again, it's one of those to see. Speedball has been, I guess, the biggest taste again of this style in Revolver. To see now someone else that's going to come in with a very extensive background in this, and to see that what this situation can bring, what this environment will bring, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see what can happen at Fight Club. So again, keep your eyes on this one because this is going to be a fight. Pun intended.
And remember, Revolver Fight Club means we talk about Fight Club. So tell everybody this Saturday, 3 p.m. Watch it live on Triller TV or join us live in Dayton. Fight Club.
More breaking news. Chick-fil-A to start their own streaming service. Apparently a legit thing. Again, this is one of those where I wish Sammy was on because I really, this is a thing.
The first headline I found searching for it is from Vanity Fair, and it goes, Chick-fil-A is starting a streaming service.
Well then, not on my 2024 bingo card, but okay, yeah.
Plans to launch a streaming platform chock full of family-friendly, unscripted content before the end of the year. This is according to Vanity Fair.
Okay,
that's us. That's Revolver, baby.
I could, yeah. There you go. Wrestling Revolver going to Chick-fil-A very soon. Just
sponsor us, Chick-fil-A. What could go wrong?
That needs to now just be a match, a true chicken sandwich match at Revolver coming soon. Yeah,
we would be definitely under the spicy chicken category.
Yeah, I could. Oh, just again, whatever brings Chick-fil-A over. Whatever you'd like, Chick-fil-A. Whatever you'd. That is, oh man, yeah, a lot of breaking news here, folks. A lot of breaking news. The bidding war of 2024.
Bring it.
That's it. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. But as we continue here, we're going into this one as it will be one half of those Wrestling Revolver Tag Team Champions, Lucha Lit, Lince Dorado going head to head with Robert Martyr here. And this one is one I've been looking forward to because again, I want to see what will Lince do in there? What is he gonna bring in a situation like this? Because like I said, he has that background that he can go, he can do the graps, he can do everything. But I know he's gonna want to do something that's gonna be crazy. And again, Lucha Lit in there.
That's what Lince does best, baby. Yeah, Lince actively trains in jiu-jitsu multiple times a week. He's at least a blue belt. I think he's a blue or a purple belt. I'm not sure. He loves this shit. Like I said, any show that I'm booked with Lince, after the show, we're watching whatever UFC is on that night. He's always the dude that's next to me watching on the laptop. He's been looking for an opportunity to do a match like this for a long time, and he's very excited about this. And if you guys know Lince, you guys know that he goes all out for these opportunities, and anytime he gets something that he considers special, and he considers it special, so don't be surprised if you see a fucking really cool walkout. I can guarantee you that he's going to have completely custom gear, top to bottom, something that you've never seen before. And yeah, expect a whole different side of Lince.
And I mean, Robert Martyr also training in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu under Matt Riddle. So if you want somebody to be trained by, I mean, hey.
Yeah, that's the gym that I train at in Orlando. And it's not just Matt Riddle, it's Shayna Baszler. Killer Cross does the Tuesday classes. Shinsuke Nakamura is in there all the time. I mean, that place is, you walk in there and it's like just stars everywhere. It's fucking awesome.
So again, learning from the best.
The thing that does bring in like in the back of my mind that makes me a little bit like, hey, we need to watch this and be careful is remember Martyr was a part of that, that whole little like Prestige versus Revolver thing. And Jake Christ and Sam McCallahan cost Martyr his job with Prestige. So he's coming in with yet another chip on his shoulder. And so like he wants to come here to prove something. And so I think you're going to see an edge to him that's going to be a little bit different than what you're thinking. This isn't just going to be Lince walking in and ruling the day. I think Robert is coming in to make a point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
it'll be a fight for sure.
That might mean yeah, it doesn't spell something good for Lindsay though. Coming in with a chip like that, he was already known to be a poison youth from the get-go. So imagine now coming in like this, having that to prove, and also 2 events to possibly prove that. Because you can only imagine Robert Martin's like, I might stick around for the next show. Just to see what else and what more chaos I can cause. So yeah.
Lindsay's having that match knowing that he has a title shot for the remix belt later that night. So that's also something to factor in. But, people think that Lindsay is a very easygoing guy and he comes out and he's licking his paws and doing the cat thing and whatever. But you piss that dude off, that's a guy you don't want to be on his bad side. Lindsay is a hothead. And that's not something that I think Martyr wants to fuck around with. Come in there and be respectful, but if he slips up and says something wrong or does something disrespectful, it could turn into a fight. So,
Yeah.
I'm very excited about that. I'm very excited. Lindsay actually just put up a photo of him wearing a singlet, and he said he hasn't worn a singlet since wrestling in high school, I believe. So I have a feeling he might show up in a little wrestling singlet and some sort of special mask. We'll see.
Ooh. Well then, again, something like this, an event like this, it truly will bring out, like we said, different sides of all these competitors that you might not usually see when it comes to this word circle. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens when these definitely two unpredictable competitors in there. But it promises one thing: to be lit. So, but for the last match that again has been confirmed so far, we talk about this right here, as it will be the walking weapon himself, Josh Alexander, going head to head with Simon Gotch. And when I saw this announcement, I was just, again, another holy shit moment. Because you have the walking weapon in there, former TNA champion in there. You got Simon Gotch, who is another just true, just technical prowess, just is insane. So to see these two go at it, this is going to be interesting to see what comes out of a match like this, or a fight, I should say, like this.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly going to be aggressive.
Go ahead.
Oh, there we go. I was going to say, certainly aggressive. Both of them have tremendous backgrounds. But Tuss, go ahead.
No, I was just mentioning Gotch also trains at that gym in Orlando, the Rudos BJJ. He's there very often. I've trained with him there a few times. As we know, very skilled in grappling. That dude, if there's one word I'd use to describe Simon, is that dude is cerebral. If anyone's ever sat down and had a conversation with him, you'll know how highly intelligent he is, and just how cerebral he is when he goes about his matches. So expect a super, super technical match here. I'm very excited. I'm trying to think, because I know that the very first Revolver I shot, walking weapon was there, and I don't think he's been back since. I think it's been a couple years since Josh has been back at Revolver, if I'm correct. So that I fucking love Josh Alexander. Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It must have been Sunday Funbay, I think, or the Iowa show after that. But either way, it's been a long time since he's been there, and I'm such a huge fan of his. I love shooting his matches, so I'm so excited about this. Yeah, again, another extremely, extremely highly touted amateur collegiate wrestler, Josh Alexander is, versus the grappling catch-as-catch-can grappling of Simon Gotch.
Phil, you were gonna say something?
Oh no, I think it was all there.
Awkward moment of like, where do we go now? Who's saying what?
I mean, it's like I said, it's just going to be intense. It's going to be aggressive.
Yeah.
The backgrounds that both of them have, like, it's when I saw this announcement, it was like, this is going to be hard hitting. This is gonna knock it out of the ballpark.
Yeah. No, definitely. Again, this is one where I'm looking forward to see what will happen out of these two. See again that strength that again Josh Alexander brings every time he competes in there. But Simon, like you said, has that extensive background there. What will he bring if he can able to get just grab a limb in there? What will happen? That is yeah, you gotta tune in to Fight Club. If you're able to make it in person, be there. Get your tickets. Link will be in the description down below. But like we said, the reason this is truly a huge episode right here, because you would think that's it. We can call it a night and be like, well, we'll see you guys on the next episode. We still have a whole nother card to talk about. As again, after that, after a little bit of a brief intermission, come back 7 p.m. It will be this right here with Taste of Truth. 8 p.m. 8 p.m. Oh, my apologies. 8 p.m. Sorry about that. So that also means I fucked up the post earlier and no one told me. God damn it.
Doors will be open by then. Doors will be
Doors open
ready
at
and
7.
open.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Doors open at 7.
7 p.m. doors. 7 p.m. doors. There you go.
8 p.m. bell.
Okay, got you. I always have to factor that in. Whoops. But it's all good. Well, we'll go with this as the most recent announcement before the breaking news that we dropped a little while ago was the announcement of the debuts to the Wrestling Revolver of Violent J and the Brothers of Construction. Whoop whoop. Like, if again, another thing of how crazy could this event get, and just now we're adding Violent J, the Brothers of Construction, representing JCW there. Yeah, and they're riding that high. You mentioned it last night, Phil, on the Dad World Order, talking about just they're going off the gathering, the insanity that was that whole week of just insane events, insane concerts, wrestling, you name it, it was happening there. And to now make their way to Revolver Saturday, yeah, that's gonna be wild.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be wild.
I mean, I don't even know what to expect. To be honest, like
Yeah.
other than Madcap Mayhem, like it's gonna be insane.
Yeah, I hope they bring like a whole nother. We already have a really cool energy at Revolver. You guys fucking know. Backstage is super chill. Everything's always just fucking high spirit. So I hope they bring like another level of like not quite rowdiness, but you know, maybe we ratchet it up a little bit when they're there. I don't know. I think it's gonna be a fucking sick time. I'm hyped that they're getting involved, and who knows? Maybe this is a relationship that can continue on, and maybe some cool stuff can happen in the future, man. That'd be fucking awesome.
Definitely. Again, this is something to see just what could happen now with them there. Who would they mess with?
Mm-hmm.
Is this again, there's another match we'll talk about in a little bit, that maybe that's what they get involved in, or who knows, this might be the opportunity for Damian Chambers. Maybe he has to mess with some be down with the clown and get involved with the juggalos. Who knows? Yeah, again,
of all the decisions that Damian Chambers could make, this would be the one he probably would make, and it's the dumbest decision he could make.
Hey,
or again, it could be
We'll
the
see.
best, because why not? Again, everyone's talking about the gathering right now, as they also should be talking about these great events that are happening Saturday.
Mhm.
But it's one of those where why not try to make that moment go viral on there, going after Violent J and the Brothers of Construction. But I don't know if that also spells anything good though for Damian Chambers. So we will see. We will see. A lot of mention here of Damian Chambers. I hope he appreciates it. But we will continue, because again, we talked about the insanity of what Fight Club will bring. But at Taste of Truth, we have this right here, as it will be what was announced. Oh, if the graphic will pop up, there we go. As it will be bare boards and bull rope, as it will be Matthew Palmer going head to head with the fire starter himself, Jake Christ. And yeah, this is truly gonna be a grudge match if we've ever seen one. Jake Chris coming in with just so much frustration, so much to finally get his hands on a member here of the crew.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I had the video, because I wanted to play it again, especially for Tuss, of Swanee poked the bear. He added to it the last time he was on the podcast. He made a whole song about look how they doing me, and wanting to break Jake Chris's leg. And just we see what the crew has done time and time again, even attacking Gia and breaking her shoulder, and just
attacking Nevaeh. Like
Mhm.
Jake is coming for blood. And when Jake is angry, like that is not a path you want to be in front of, man. Like,
Mhm.
and I'm sorry, I don't know which version of Palmer we're getting Saturday. Like, is he Link? Like, is there gonna be gray hair again? Like, is he gonna like plead the fifth because like now there's no Alex Shelley? Like, is Rich is gonna be otherwise occupied? Or does he have a legion of 5,000 more members of the crew that we don't know about yet? All of these things are possible. But you know what? Jake has Dayton. Like the people in Dayton will fight for Jake Christ. So Matt Palmer, like, you might think you're like up to some mental shenanigans. At the same time, like, Jake has you outnumbered walking in the door.
Yeah, Palmer might need to bring some of that old potion that he used to mess around with back in the day to even the odds here. Cause yeah, I don't know. I'm assuming when the match starts, the bell rings, the canvas is off, we're just going bare boards right off of the bat, correct? Do you know about this, Phil?
I don't know the exact setup, but that's what it sounds like,
But
right?
that's what
Like,
it sounds like.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
would
I
assume
mean,
bare boards. You start the
I
match like
mean,
that.
yeah, absolute madness. The pain that these boys are going to be going through for this match is going to be another level. And I happen to have a feeling that this is not going to be your typical wrestling match. This is going to be a little bit of a grudge match, a little bit of a fight.
Yeah,
So
this would
Just
have
a
gone on
little?
either card.
Little
This
bit.
could have been on Fight Club
Right.
on its own right here.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
this was this is gonna be bad. This is gonna be bad. And hopefully Matthew Palmer doesn't decide to wear like the new gear he's been wearing, because I don't think he wants to get that stained with blood.
Oh,
'Cause I feel
the
like this is another one.
Lululemon? The Lululemon get up? Yeah, maybe we'll leave the Lululemon stuff at home, Palmer.
Yeah, because I feel like this is another one. Like we talked about with Atticus and Macklin. There would be blood in that one. I feel like there's gonna be a lot of blood in this one.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Palmer's the kind of dude though, like I could totally see him showing up in like full like football player protection and pads because like
He's gonna Norman Smiley.
right. Or not. You know, I could be totally wrong. And he's gonna I know he's gonna show up with Wolverine claws because it's the thing right now.
But hey, again, it's you never know. He might need that little bit of a boost. Hopefully,
He's a tricky one.
But we shall see. We shall see.
Mhm.
But from there, another match that brings that unpredictability factor is this right here, as it will be a trios match featuring Red taking on Casey Jacobs and a mystery team here representing. And it's still, this one brings so much just turmoil because you look at the team that represents Red here. You have Steve Macklin, you have Alex Colon, and you have the former pledge of Alpha Sigma Sigma, now calling himself Dark Pledge, and Dick Myers. And they'll be by ringside. We'll have Killer Kelly, and just there's so much here. There's so much that it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking to see someone turn their back on their boys. I can see why though. Again, I'll be talking to Killer Kelly tomorrow. I'll see if she has any remorse of what she's done here, but I highly doubt it.
She's not gonna have remorse.
I have to ask. Again, we're gonna have her on the podcast. Why not see? Why not?
I think she's the only human being I've ever seen make Charles Mason blush. Like, do you think that she's gonna have remorse? Like,
we're gonna try and find out, I guess.
I don't even know who the surprise partners are gonna be for Casey Jacobs. I've been trying to find out. And if I look at that silhouette again, like that the guy on the right, Tuss, I'm saying if you took off your hat, like the hair.
I told Tuss earlier. That's it. He's doing the frog splash this Saturday. He's gonna pull off a Canadian in there. That's it. Tuss was ready to do the hot tag. He's in there. He's going.
But I can't. But the ears on the guy to the left, I don't like. We're talking like a Sage Phillips. We're talking like maybe that's Simon Gotch. Like
maybe
who knows?
Maybe Simon decides to do double duty. I don't know.
If we were going by the silhouette, because I know Sammy, and he doesn't do that. So we're not. It's not like really representation of people it's going to be, unless it is, and it's a whole like double flipped us,
misdirect.
At least it's not like I love how a lot of companies used to do just for some reason, it would be the Brian Cage silhouette. No matter what company it was, they would
Right,
always use Brian
right.
Cage's silhouette. But yeah, if he wasn't injured, one of them does look a little bit like Ratty Daddy. I would say the left kind of looks like Cole Radrick a little bit, but he unfortunately also is out of commission right now. Well wishes and speedy recovery to Cole Radrick. But yeah, I agree with the dads though. They said the right kind of looks like it could be Matthew Justice, maybe. Who knows?
Mhm.
So again, you never know what could happen. You never know who could show up to Dayton this Saturday. But
I mean, Cole will
hopefully-
have a boot. Like Cole could show up and like hit people with the boot.
Yeah.
Hey, whatever could help Casey Jacobs here. Unfortunately, Brent Oakley still dealing with, unfortunately, some injuries out of what happened here. Unfortunately, what happened at the last event after being that the stash was taken away from him. He was kicked in the yeah. Poor Brent.
The violence of Steve Macklin, the manipulations of Killer Kelly.
Yes.
Alex Colon is just one of the most dangerous individuals in the ring, period. And did you see when Dark Pledge attacked Brent, the look on his face was of just, I don't even know how to word it, like sadistic pleasure, like that was a moment that he owned and was like, this is what I've been wanting to do for a long time. So this isn't like, oh, that night Killer Kelly got to him. This has been a long time coming. You saw we had up on our social media, if you haven't seen it, also at the Pile Driver Wrestling Academy, Pledge attacks Casey at the school. Like this is starting to get a little out of hand. So Casey better have some good backup.
I hope so. I hope he has some connections here, able to get someone that's willing to step up. Because it's not only, oh, this is a situation where, hey, I need some backup just to go into a normal match. This is then squaring off against Red, which is going to have Alex Colon in there. It's going to have Steve Macklin in there. Killer Kelly plays a factor in this as well. You're going in there basically already in a handicap match. Because even though this is trios, you know Killer Kelly's going to have something to do with it. She's going to have
played a factor in every single match she's been involved with ringside for sure. Absolutely.
So we will see. We'll see who shows up. Again, there's a lot of people that are going to be there that weekend. Maybe I'll throw this out there because why not? Maybe Damian Chambers decides to get involved in this one. Say, you know what? I'm gonna try to get some honor here. Again, I'm just throwing it out, Phil. Why not? Let's just. Hey, I did one of these before and I was right. Remember, I called that 4-way tag match. So we're just going to throw.
But now, if you call it every single match, that's not counting.
It still works. I technically wasn't wrong on one of them. We just keep saying Damian Chambers is coming out somehow. I'm trying to get this guy on the show somehow, man. Oh, man. But no, we will see. We'll see what happens. I just hope Casey Jacobs gets a little bit of just something here, some vengeance against redemption. But we'll see, because again, it's still going in there with Fred that are proven to do just insane things in there, demolish just a lot of war. But also, it's Steve Macklin after going to war with Atticus, though.
Atticus, yeah.
So what phase, what stage of it is he coming into this with? It's a fresh Alex Colon, though, so that still spells a lot of blood. That still spells some blood in there. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
I love a good mystery match.
Definitely. And you never know what could happen. You never know. But from a trios, we go to a tag match now. That the promo alone for this one, at least from the side of the Rascals, was one of the funniest things I've ever seen. We just need the Rascals to promote all matches now. Just let them do the announcements that never actually announce when the match is happening or what's going to happen. Just a match is going to happen. So it will be, though, the Rascals going head to head here with Bangin' Matthews. This one definitely promises to be just insane, fast paced, just high speed action in there. And another opportunity here for Bangin' Matthews to truly show that Revolver fan base and everyone what they can do in that squared circle.
Such a cool matchup.
I mean,
I'm very excited.
We Go ahead, Tuss. I'm sorry.
No, that's it.
We talked before about, so many people want an opportunity at Revolver, and Bangin' Matthews showed up. and absolutely delivered at Cage of Horror. So now like they're coming back and they're going, this is a place that we didn't just luck out and happen to get on. This is a place we're going to make our place. And so now they're going to try to prove that point against the Rascals, who grew up at Revolver. So this is going to be an awesome match.
Yeah, they definitely showed out their debut. Right off the bat, they got a title shot too. Couldn't ask for any more pressure, any bigger of an opportunity, any bigger of a stage, and they definitely showed out, man. I was very impressed with Bang and Matthews, and they are Chicago based, and I've worked with them before, always in Chicago. So very cool to see them making the rounds, going to different places, getting different opportunities.
No, definitely so. With this one, you also have to play that factor. What mindset of the Rascals coming in this one? Because it's no secret they've been heavily a part of this TNA NXT just crossover here. That it was a heartbreaking situation because we talked about Alpha Sigma's their situation, but the Rascals, the ending of MSK, unfortunately, recent weeks. So what mindset is Zachary Wentz coming into this one? Is he going to be at 100% mentally in there when it comes to Saturday?
Yeah, that was a big one. And so quick too, so quick and so cold blooded. So yeah, Zach's an emotional boy. So I would definitely happen to think that's going to factor in.
Definitely, especially in a match like this. But we'll see. They've done great things. Former tag team champions everywhere they go. This is going to be something to keep our eyes on and definitely be there this Saturday. And here we go. We got Chris Chaos saying hello. What's going on? What's going on? Thank you for tuning in. But we continue here. And this is one of those matches, like we said, that breaking news earlier. It was confirmed. We unfortunately will not be having one called Manders there this weekend. But it will now be for another first time ever matchup. Matt Riddle will be going head to head with Myron Reed in there. But now that just makes this a whole nother thing of questions, because how is Myron Reed coming into this one? Because after his face with the Blackheart, what mental state is Myron Reed in? Is this the young goat we're used to? What will we see coming into Saturday?
Yeah. Last we saw of Myron, he was abducted by Leo Rush. So
well, he was here Saturday. He was announced, but will Myron Reed be at Revolver this Saturday?
I can't even imagine the mindset that he's going to be in. Like, is he Rascals and the Rascals have his back, Myron Reed? Is he Leo Rush is pulling strings, Myron Reed? Like, what is happening?
Yeah. Like this is very just, again, it creates that question. It's also too perfect that right after, though, I guess that's what Leo also abducted him to do, was to put out an amazing song that they put out together the next day. But yeah, what mindset does that leave with Myron Reed here? What do we see? Is he going to be the normal, just happy-go-lucky with the Rascals, ready to do whatever it takes in there? Or is it going to be a different side that we haven't seen of the young goat here? But again, that's still, no matter what, you're going in the other side of the ring with Matt Riddle, though.
Yeah. Well, we saw how much he stepped up when he had his match with Speedball. And I think that was Myron turning a page and showing a different side. And I know Myron stepped up at one point and wanted bigger and better matchups, and that's what he got. And now that continues, and we're just going to continue to see Myron prove people wrong and prove himself, because he knows what he's got. And the people that know that dude is unbelievably talented. That dude can do anything in the ring. So I'm beyond excited for this matchup. We all know what Riddle's capable of. We all know the history of Riddle and what he's accomplished in other promotions. And huge matchup. I could even see this being the main event of this show. I would love for that to be a main event, but we'll see.
We shall see. Again, any one of these matches, again, it's the cliche to say when it comes to shows, but it's like, it's truly true with a show like this. Any one of these could be a main event any day of the week.
Definitely.
So, as we continue here, we have Tussle mentioned it earlier that Lucha Lit Lince Dorado will be challenging for the Revolver Remix Championship here against the base god himself, Gringo Loco. Which means, though, when it comes to that remix title, Gringo gets to decide what kind of match he wants in there. What stipulation will he add? And when you're going in there with Lince Dorado, I don't know what Gringo could think about here. What kind of environment will he want? Especially early in the day, it being, oh, okay, there we go. More confirmations here from one Sami Callihan. Bare boards is the main event. Bare boards and bull ropes is the main event. That kind of figures. I either thought it was going to be the match right before possibly an intermission or the main event.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Right.
Makes sense. So
Makes sense.
there we go. Confirmations here from Sami Callihan. Thank you, Sammy. Thank you, Sammy. But back to the remix title match. So your guys' thoughts on this one and just the insanity that this one could bring with these two squaring off for that championship right there.
Oof. The creativity alone in this match is fucking off the charts, man. I've personally had long conversations with both of these men about innovation, different moves, incorporating different things. And Lince and I have actually figured out a very cool DDT variation. So if you see that getting busted out of this match, just know that your boy had a little hand in that. But I'm hoping we see that. But I know for sure there's going to be some really, really cool high-flying technical shit in this match. And Lindsay's looking to become a double champ in Revolver. So if that happens, that'll be very, very exciting. You guys know this is a tough one for me because I'm very close with both of these boys. But may the best man win.
Definitely so.
But you do also have to imagine, a lot of the folks who are at Taste of Truth will have gone through already another event that same day at Fight Club, and Lince Dorado will have already faced Robert Martyr. So what shape, what condition will he be in for his now second match of the evening when he goes up against Gringo for the Remix Championship? So will wear and tear be a factor into this matchup? And Gringo, we saw what he's willing to do to win a match. Look what he did against Moxley. Yeah. Just a few months ago. Look what he did to win the Remix Championship. So he is a contender. I don't mean contender in the way of because he's the friggin' champion. Yeah, but I mean he's a guy who is a fighter. Yeah, who will do whatever it takes to hold on to that championship.
That is a dangerous combination, though. Again, just showing what he's done to make it to a scenario like this. What he was doing to finally get that fight with Jon Moxley. What he would do to, again, become the Remix champion here. And now to retain said championship. Going through multiple multi-man matches. Going through the best of the best in there. Retaining against Myron Reed and Leo Rush at one point. Going against some of the best that Revolver has thrown at him. And it's one of those where what will happen here? That it's... Yeah, there's a lot of things that factor into this. Just the mindset, again, that wear and tear from earlier in the day. And just that unpredictable, what will the stipulation be?
Yeah. Gringo also has not mentioned what his stipulation will be for the match, it being a remix match. So he could take into consideration what happens to Lince during his Fight Club match and maybe do something revolved around that. Who knows? So a lot of stuff up in the air there, but it's cool that Gringo's got that extra leverage as the champion to make that determination of what he wants the match stipulation to be. And I guess Sammy didn't give him a time limit on when he can choose that. Who knows? Maybe he can choose that 5 minutes before the match, come out with a mic and say, hey, this is going to be a submission only match or whatever it may be, and take it from there.
Right. And again, it's one of those where I guess with Revolver, that is truly another addition to Champion's Advantage. We know the usual. That's usually if a count out happens, champion doesn't lose the disqualification, champion doesn't lose the championship. Match like this, champion gets to decide whatever he wants when that stipulation will be added. So we shall see. Or we could just tell you. I think it's just you, brother, because I'm hearing fine.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay. But here we go. We got Chris Chaos saying, Gringo versus Lucha Lindsay around, no matter what, will be fire. Yes, it will. It definitely will be
That's
insane
guaranteed.
and fire, no matter what stipulation, no matter what going into there. It will be, again, insane to see.
Yeah. They've had matches in other promotions, and both of them have told me on separate occasions that they love having matches with each other. So this is something they've been advocating for. I know when Gringo got the title and he had a short list of people he wanted to defend against, Lindsay was fucking right up there at the top. And Gringo, knowing how close I am with Lindsay, would always mention that to me. Hey man, let's see if we can make that happen. I want to defend my title against Lindsay. So I'm glad that we made that happen. That's such a fucking cool match, man. Like, this is like everything at Revolvers can't miss. Some matches are just a little extra special. Maybe this is just me, but to me, this match is can't miss, extra special, must see TV.
No, definitely so. We shall see where this continues here. But from that, we have another just huge matchup here, as it will be the walking weapon, Josh Alexander, going head to head with Speedball Mike Bailey. And this one was one of those that it's like, again, could have been on either card here. Could have possibly been a part of that Fight Club card, could have been on this one. And it's insane to see both of these two coming into this prior matches in the day. So that's going to be one of those where it's insane to see what condition are they coming in now. What will happen in this one, but still going to be a stellar one in this one with Josh Alexander and Mike Bailey, who both, again, have been killing it on their own. Mike Bailey has been a true staple of the Wrestling Revolver as of late. And Josh Alexander has been on that tear, especially with this new attitude he's been bringing as of late as well. What this matchup could bring is going to be, again, a main event in any other night. This could have been a main event right here. So.
Yeah. Such a phenomenal matchup, especially like you said, to my knowledge, this is going to be the only match with both competitors having a match previously in the night as well. So we'll see how that factors in. Every other match, it's just one side or the other. Here, both of them are going to be dealing with that tournament-esque factor where you have to fight multiple times in a night. So another factor thrown in there that you never know what's going to happen, man. And what a damn cool matchup, dude. Speedball versus fucking walking weapon. Come on. You couldn't ask for more, guys.
Agreed. Definitely agreed there. Phil, your thoughts on this one right here?
I mean, this is a match I wanted to see happen when Josh Alexander was Impact World Champion. Like,
yeah.
Now we're gonna get this at Revolver between these two. This is gonna be a stellar encounter.
Yeah, I believe that when he was champion, actually, Speedball was the X Division champion. I think that overlapped at some point. So that's very cool to think that, you know, lineage-wise, we have a previous X Division champion versus a previous TNA World Champion.
Yep. So again, we will see what could happen here. These two definitely, it's going to be something to see what will happen, what condition they're coming into this, but also to think what they still will bring out of each other. Because both have that never say die attitude, especially when it comes to situations like this. Speedball, we mentioned that, a current X Division champion right now. So he's definitely not looking to lose here against Josh Alexander, but we shall see. We shall see, especially Josh making his way back finally to Revolver after some time away. So he's definitely not looking to lose in this one either. So
definitely.
But from that, we now have left a grand matchup here, as it will be for that Revolver World Championship here, as it will be defending champion Ace Austin going head to head with, now we know, will be the Sniper of the Skies, Robbie Eagles, Rich Swann, and Jake Something. So in this one, now we know just Jake Something will be coming into this one with, again, having a previous match in the day. Rich Swann representing the unit in there. And then we have that last minute now change up of the Sniper of the Skies being added to this one. This is going to be insane in there. Like, this is truly going to be a huge world championship matchup in there. Also, this being Ace's first defense, though. So what mind says he going into this one looking to prove that this is why he is the current reigning and defending Wrestling Revolver champion.
So and I had to quickly look this up because I was talking it through last night, and now with the change up in Robbie, I had to like re-educate myself.
Yeah.
Ace and Robbie have a history from New Japan wrestling.
Okay.
So here is Eagles, who has faced off against Ace before, both in singles action and in tag action. So knows Ace Austin. Here you have Jake something from the unit. We talked about Jake earlier. A mountain of a human being who has something he wants to prove. That's one of the reasons why he's in the unit. And could you imagine what would happen if he was Revolver World Champion representing the unit? Like, that changes the landscape in such a wide margin, and also no stranger to Ace Austin.
Nope, not at all.
Yeah.
And then you have Rich Swann, who the Crew and Ace Austin, come on. Like, so Ace has, like, as the champion, you will always have a target on your back.
Yes.
But these are like shards of glass coming at your face. Like, he has some work to do, and he has a huge challenge in front of him.
Some calculated booking there, huh? Huh.
I wonder what madman did this. Pun intended.
Yeah, you're right.
That one was actually pretty good. I'm proud of myself.
That's pretty good. The odds are definitely stacked up against Ace on this one, but he's gonna have something to prove, like you guys said, his first championship defense. And man, look at all the talent in that ring at once. That's gonna be some chaos for sure. I'm personally looking forward to seeing what Richie Swann is willing to do to get his hands on some gold, because Richie Swann's been on one lately. And if I know Richie Swann, I know that he'll pull out all the stops to see if he can get his hands on that title. And hey, man, maybe we have a short reign from Ace Austin. You never know, man. We shall see.
I hope not.
It's a situation where, again, it's a lot of just what Ace Austin will have to do in this one. He's coming in, like we talked about earlier with Palmer and Christ, where I can imagine Ace Austin will not have a problem wanting to do some damage to Rich here after what they did to Gia at the last event, what the Crew's just been doing to Ace, to Jake, and just terrorizing Revolver here. But then again, those numbers game can become a factor here, because we can imagine for Jake something, Havoc will not be too far away. That is something where
That's
the
true.
unit they come in numbers, and we don't know who else could be possibly part of the unit now. Unfortunately, their leader fired, which though congratulations though to JT Dunn, the amazing birth of his child happening this week. But it is a factor of who else could be in the unit. We don't know what strings they're pulling from afar. But then with the Crew, what numbers game they can play. Even though I feel like, again, Matthew Palmer might have his hands full. With what he's going with Jake Chris. I don't think he will play much of a factor here, but we never know. And then with the Sniper of the Skies, that unpredictability, that technical prowess that he brings, it might bring a few friends. You never know. TMDK do run deep as well. So
I mean, I'm not going to say that Zack Sabre Jr. is one of my favorite wrestlers in the world, and now we have Robbie Eagles. So I'm pretty happy. I'm good friends with his namesake, Ryan Eagles. So I'm very happy like Robbie's here with us. Like, this is such an awesome opportunity that, like, wow, like this is really an amazing get and an amazing moment, and match is going to be amazing. I just worry for Exhaustion.
Yeah, no, this is, again, and being his first title defense, it's insane to see what will happen here. What can happen. Again, it's everyone going into it as a champion, it's always that there's a chance. But a four-way like this with so many talented competitors in there, big target, big just chance of it possibly being a short reign here. But it's one where I know just Ace Austin finally getting that championship opportunity, being able to dethrone Alex Shelley, who almost had just that iron grip of that championship. I don't think Ace Austin is looking to lose that championship anytime soon here.
Yeah, first ever Grand Slam champion at Revolver. That he's going to do whatever he can to hold on to it. And you got to think emotions are going to be high. Look at everything stacked against him. He's the attack on Gia, his first title defense, all the history with all the competitors in there. It's really going to be, if you know Ace, you know that he's a thoughtful person, and he's going to be factoring all these things in in preparation for this match. And instead of just having to focus on one person for your first title defense, he's having to defend against all of these people, including someone who savagely attacked his wife. I mean, come on, guys. Come on. It's going to be a lot for him to handle. It's a lot on his plate. Fortunately, he doesn't have a match earlier in the night, so he will be able to at least focus on just the one match.
Yeah.
But man, that's a lot for him to handle. I have faith in Ace Austin. I know that dude is a champion through and through. So let's see what he's got.
No, definitely so. Again, this is going to be one where we see what will happen here. But again, ladies and gentlemen, this have been both of your amazing cards for this weekend. And like I posted earlier, there's still so much that could possibly be announced. You never know what could happen. You never know what could change. This is why you have to be following all things Wrestling Revolver there on their social media, because you never know. Again, we had breaking news during this, a lot of breaking news actually. So you never know what can be changed, what can happen, or who can be added. Again, there's some competitors for Fight Club that don't have official matches yet. So you never know. And as well as what could happen here for Taste of Truth. So stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen, on that. But as well as we're plugging social media, make sure to follow Uncle Phil on his social media right there. Trust in Phil on Instagram. Trust in Phil on X right there. And go follow the Briz right there on his social media. Tusslemania on Instagram right there. And at TussleXmania on X right there. So you stay up to date with all things they're doing, because both are doing amazing things in their own right as well and killing it in the game right here. So, gentlemen, any last words here before we sign off here for this stacked event for Saturday?
Thanks for
Baba
having us
booey,
on,
baba
my
booey.
man. Baba booey. I'll be flying into Dayton tomorrow, so we'll be on the ground floor, and maybe we'll have some cool more breaking news as the week develops.
There you go. This is why, again, stay up to date. Follow everyone there. Follow Revolver. Follow these two great gentlemen right there. So you stay up to date. Because, again, breaking news could drop just like that. But till then, guys, as always, don't forget to be wise, be genuine, be real, be better people. Respect the craft. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace, everybody.